All right, bros. How you guys today? Sorry, dudes. I've been sick here, guys. Very. Okay. Um, let's see what we got, bros. I have no idea. It's bounties that are back, pirate bounties. No, we got 48 minutes on that one. Okay. Um, just about to Montana. I haven't got my camera on, bros, because I just honestly don't feel good. And I've been up all night. I ain't sleeping good. Uh, this by far one of the worst chemo treatments I've took yet. So that's why you haven't seen me in so long. Just trying to. Okay. All right, we'll play one there for Chevon. I tell you, bros, I'm well, my daughter just messaged me. Let me see what she said. Okay. Okay.
Action stations.
Let's give them a hard time. Good luck, everyone.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Good luck and fair seas. Enemy force detected. Awaiting instructions. The ship is on fire! Torpedoes, dead ahead!
Autopilot mode disabled.
destroyed.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. Torpedoes, dead ahead. Bullseye!
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
just soon set your own wait this one out, dudes. That way we can see what we get from it anyway.
Video, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries threatens Tennessee Republican Andy Ogles for pushing Democrats to be stripped of their committee assignments after their shameful display during Trump's speech.
These people are malignant clowns. Andy Ogles is a fraud, a complete and total fraud. You aren't throwing anyone off of any committee in the House of Representatives. Don't make me expose you to folks who don't know you.
On Democrats' attempt to be hip and cool, social media stars Congressman Eric Swalwell dropped this video and the F-bomb.
What a f***ing week, huh? You know how weird this week was? I went to the State of the Union, and the president didn't even speak. He just sat up in the visitors gallery like a total weirdo and let his press secretary do all the talking. What a week.
Well, profanity seems to be the new rallying cry. Democrats are now cursing up the storm.
Somebody slap me and wake me up because I'm ready to get over it.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk and his hackers don't know.
To think that Elon Musk or Donald Trump give a about our public schools.
It's total absolute
Trump.
I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
Wow, it sounded like Morse code there for a second with all those beeps. Jeremy, it seems to be going well, that postmortem.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they are having a hard time. And really what it is when you don't have a message and you have nothing positive to present to the American people, when you have no plan, no strategy, you just start to just think they're now just going off the reservation, just, constantly swearing and just trying to howl at the moon to try to garner some type of, resistance to what Trump is doing because they have no message. And I think that's the problem right now is that they are lost at sea. They have realized that the vocabulary that they've used for so many decades about, identity politics and, everything's about your race and oppression and victimness. They realize that whole narrative has failed and they don't have the language to use anymore to actually persuade Americans. So now we're just seeing them throw anything at the wall that will stick. And as we can see, it's quite embarrassing for them.
Well, you say the victimization language has failed. Maybe Al Green did not catch that memo. Listen to him on his censure.
I had to sit in the back of the bus, the balcony of the movie, drink from a colored water fountain when the speaker decided that I would be removed. And then there was this motion, this resolution to censure me. It became obvious to me that I was not being treated as others were. Mm-hmm. And candidly speaking, it is invidious discrimination.
Okay, so Harris, it's invidious discrimination, except maybe it has to do with you were the only House member ever to disrupt a joint proceeding of Congress in that manner. And 10 of your colleagues in the Democratic Party voted to censure you.
I had Representative Gooden on last hour, and he was the person who took that protest card out of the woman's hand, the liberal lawmaker who was flashing the president with, disregard and whatnot as he was walking into the chamber. And he said, I voted on that censure. So he knew exactly what was going on in both those rooms, right? Both those occasions. And he said, well, what did this representative think he was going to get? I mean, this was beyond disrespect, and it fits into the category of why they're cussing at us. They're just out of ideas. And, some of these people did go to some of those Tony liberal organizational schools that we've been talking about, those Ivy Leagues. They've got expensive education, some of them. Why are they out of words? Oh, my goodness, that's all they do is no words. I'm confounded by the fact that they've got a cuss. They really have a license on bad ideas at this point when it comes to policies. People didn't want to hear about all that stuff that they were coming about. Yeah, you can go use the same bathroom as me. And if you dress like me, you're allowed to go in. That doesn't make you a woman, but we know they can't define women. This is across the board. So the question is, who will separate out in the Democrat Party? You cannot be part of the stuff and be quality at the same time. You've got to separate out and be a quality individual. Who among you will stand?
Yes. Well, Van Jones had some sanguine advice for his party. Listen to this.
Look, man, we're screwed. I mean, we don't know. No, Democrats don't know what to do. This is a nightmare. Somebody like Donald Trump, we thought we'd at least have, Hakeem Jeffries in the speaker's chair to hold him back if we didn't have Kamala in there to do the right thing. And then offending most people in the country, calling everybody sexist and racist and transphobic and every other name, and then saying, please follow us. That's not a good strategy, folks. Defending a broken status quo and offending most of the country turns out is not as popular as my party thought it was going to be.
Harley is not wrong.
Yeah, no, he is not. And, between the election and the inauguration, there were a lot of reach across the aisle statements. I remember from Democrat Senator Tina Smith out of Minnesota. She said something like, this time around, I'm not going to jump on the crazy train and attack every single thing that Donald Trump does. So maybe she's not on that train, but there are a whole lot of Democrats that are. When you swear repeatedly like that, that doesn't equal passion. It equals disrespect, and I think it devalues the job that the certain portion of the American people have elected you to do. And when Republicans were in the opposition party, they had a lot to run on. They had a lot to message on. The border, crime, inflation, because there were issues with the border, crime, and the economy. Democrats don't quite have that yet. So all they're doing is yelling. I do have to give one Democrat some credit here, because over the weekend I listened to an episode of Gavin Newsom's podcast where he's talking to Republicans, and he interviewed Charlie Kirk, and I thought it was fantastic.
I watched that.
Yeah, he really had a very good, solid conversation with Charlie Kirk, and even asked for advice. How should Democrats message this and that? And it is clear that he is doing this to reach a broader group of Americans. Clearly has the White House in his sights, but not to devalue or discredit what he's doing there. I mean, he's one Democrat that seems to be getting it right, talking to Republicans rather than cursing and yelling at them.
Emily, I do agree that it was very seductive to listen to him with Charlie Kirk. He's very good at kind of flipping the script. But he's the guy who called the emergency legislative session to oppose Trump. So I feel like there might be a sinister political motive here with his podcast.
It's clear. It's clear.
Obvious political motive. Yeah. I'll say this. When I first heard Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries talk about malignant clowns, I actually wasn't looking at the screen when I heard that. And I thought that it was a Republican talking about those elected Democrat officials who refused to stand or clap for wins for America and who have been engaging in just swearing. So hilarious that he was actually he was one of them. I'll say this, that the issue with them is that they're falling flat on policy. That's why, in part, President Trump said, look, keep it up. You guys are going to become a vastly minority party if you start voting with the 10 on 90-10 issues. I paraphrase what he said. And they're flailing. I love what you said about howling at the moon, because without the talking points, it's the ones that are thoughtfully engaged and their actual thoughtful discourse are the ones that are unique, and the ones, to your point, that came out and said, I did clap, and that is something to champion. But the squeaky wheel is getting the grease. And this absolute erosion of decorum that we've seen is somehow spreading like wildfire, and the thoughtful ones are not. So their leadership needs to do a little bit more, I think, than telling them to vote against the clean CR. I think leadership needs to have a come to Jesus meeting with them about their behavior because it's unacceptable, and they're going to see it at the next ballot box.
Yeah, and they did have a meeting Friday. It was called a come to Jesus meeting, and apparently they berated their members. So I don't know if it's working or when these were.
Jesus was not there.
Not working.
$7 million U.S. businesses rely on TikTok to compete.
Within a week of posting, I had over $25,000 in sales.
Small businesses thrive on TikTok.
TikTok brings in so much foot traffic.
I need TikTok to keep growing.
Is there going to be a government shutdown at the end of this week?
Could happen. I mean, the Democrats want that. They want to destroy the country. So I can't tell you, but it could happen. It shouldn't have happened, and it probably won't. I think the CR is going to get passed. We'll see, but it could happen. You never know. The Democrats are out of control.
President Trump urging Republicans to pass a stopgap spending bill before Friday's shutdown deadline. The House expected to vote on the bill tomorrow. It keeps the government funded at current spending levels through September. It provides more than $700 billion for non-defense spending, $900 billion for defense spending, and $6 billion for veterans' health care. Lawmakers are eager to turn their focus to the Trump agenda and pass a reconciliation bill to pay for it. And I spoke with the president about the tax extensions that he wants included. Watch this. You've got your New York and California lawmakers. They want the SALT deduction lifted.
Yeah.
It's at a limit of $10,000. Are you going to double it?
I'd love to see something happen on SALT. I'd like to see them give back some of that. The reason that people don't like it is because they don't have it, but everybody has it because it's a deduction. But I'd like to see a good portion of SALT be hit back. I also think it would have a big impact on the election, because I think you'd have a lot of congressmen get elected that maybe wouldn't get elected without it.
So is it a double? Is that right? To go to 20,000?
Well, they're at 10 or so, and maybe they're trying to get it to 20, but I think that would be very good, yeah.
Joining me now is Maryland Congressman and House Freedom Caucus Chair Andy Harris. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Your reaction?
Well, look, we're going to do something on the SALT deduction, no question about it. I don't know where it's going to go, whether it's, we're going to take out the marriage penalty, I do believe, and I think we're going to increase it. So where it ends up, that's all going to be part of the negotiation on the reconciliation bill later this year.
So if you take out the marriage penalty, then that means you could actually double it from 10 to 20, and then you could have each person 20 and 20. So you take out the marriage penalty, that's $40,000. Is that what you hope?
Well, again, if you take out the marriage penalty, it would be 10 and 20. Some people talk about going to 15 and 30. We didn't inflation adjust it last time. We should have inflation adjusted it like we do most taxes. But we'll do something on it. There's no question about it. We will relieve the burden.
And how are you feeling about the vote tomorrow to keep the government funded?
I think it's going to be very close, Maria. I think it's probably going to be just like the one a couple of weeks ago. I think we'll win it by a vote, and I think there'll be enough sane Democrats in the Senate who don't want to shut down the government, who will keep the government running.
So, wow. So you think you'll get Democrat support there? Because I was thinking no Democrats would support you on any of that, which would be nuts. That's them saying, okay, I want the government to shut down, right?
That's absolutely right. Maria, they're complaining about laying off thousands when they would be furloughing 1 million if they vote for a shutdown.
That's a great point. President Trump is praising Elon Musk and Doge in my exclusive interview with him yesterday, saying, look, stop right there. He's done a great job. Watch this. Look, the Democrats say that Elon Musk and Doge are overstepping their bounds. You're right. What Elon Musk and Doge has been able to uncover is unbelievable. Half of us did not even realize.
And stop there. Because look, stop there. You just said what he's done is unbelievable. He's found hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fake contracts, and I read them, just a tiny portion of them, the other night. Transgender surgery on mice. Ultimately, that the money that they sent comes back to a lot of the people that made those deals. So what he's also done is made people realize how many people should be cut. Normally you go in and you say, all right, cut 4% of your workforce. He said cut 50%, 60%, 70%. That's a big thing.
Congressman, what do you say? I know you're defending the recent cuts to the National Institutes of Health, telling Newsweek that Trump is protecting critical medical research and that the cuts will safeguard and allow expansion of testing. This was very important that you said this. Explain more.
So, Maria, when they fund a research project, they fund two things. They directly fund the actual research, and then they fund overhead to the institution. And that overhead has become very bloated over the years. These academic institutions have put all kinds of expenses into that, so that literally it could amount to 50, 60, 70% additional cost, which no private funding source will pay. So the administration cut that down to 15%, the indirect cost, that bloated overhead, which frees up a whole lot more money to fund actual research, and that's the goal.
Yep. And do you think that we're going to still be talking about funding, all of this research that led to COVID?
Well, we're going to change the direction of funding, no question about it. RFK Jr. wants to fund much more research into nutrition, which is what we really ought to do. We ought to be preventing chronic disease, and we ought to, find cures for it as well. But then we ought to turn our attention to preventing the disease that's making Americans overall sicker, not healthier, over the past few decades.
Yeah, that's a great point. And we're going to keep talking about this increasingly on this program. Our viewers want to know how to get ahead of disease, but let me get your take on House Speaker Mike Johnson considering a motion to strip Congressman Al Green of committee assignments. The Texas Democrat acted out last week and was censured after heckling the president during his speech to the joint session of Congress. 10 Democrats broke party ranks to vote with all the Republicans on this, Congressman. This was a resolution brought by the House Freedom Caucus. Do you expect the Speaker to bring it to the floor this week?
I do, because, Congressman Green, who promised that he would accept his punishment, didn't. As a matter of fact, he disturbed the decorum on the House twice last week, once during the president's speech, and the second time when he was supposed to stand in the well of the House and just read the articles of censure against him. No, they started singing in the well of the House. This breaks all decorum. He should have his committee assignments removed, just like the Democrats did to a couple of Republicans in the last Congress. I mean,
it felt like it was electric in that room, Congressman, when President Trump gave his address to Congress. But, the little tricks that go on with the pink jackets. I mean, your colleagues on the left wore pink jackets to suggest that they are, they're supporting women's issues, and yet they want men to play in women's sports.
That's absolutely right. They couldn't send a clear message to America because they have no clear message. If their message is we want to have men play in women's sports and we want men to be in women's bathrooms, they can deliver that message all day, all night. I don't care. But the president had a clear message. Clearly, the president is winning this struggle, and in the end, it's going to be good for all Americans.
Yeah, I mean, the pink jackets really fell flat, knowing what we know about the women's sports thing. Unbelievable. Congressman, we are watching your work. This is an important week and obviously an important year. Thank you so much, sir.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up, we've got shape video masks. You can use different shapes to create completely different vibes and aesthetics. Or you can create your own graphic. I use the shape composition here. Just import any SVG file and set it as a shape mask. Nice. Next up, we'll keep it moving with the hover box. You can use it to animate any element and create these really eye-catching interactions. And what I love is that the level of control you get here is crazy precise. You can set your animation ease, scale size, and position to create this really dope effect. Third, we've got the mega menu. This not only lets you organize your site menu into different subcategories, but it also looks amazing when you add in different elements like text, buttons, images, and pretty much anything you can think of. And last but not least, we've got My Designs. This feature lets you save any section or component that you've already created. And you can use it as a starting point on any other pages or sites you're working on. This one's personally saved me a ton of time. So you got all these features, Now see what you can do with them. Get on over to Wix and create something dope.
Welcome back. Democrats are in a tailspin over the Trump administration's proposal to eliminate the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It was established after the 2008 financial crisis to safeguard the United States against unfair business practices. President Trump putting OMB Director Russ Vought in charge for now, who has since issued a stop work order as they work to overhaul the agency. Joining me now is Florida Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. Good to be with you.
That's where I want to start. You're set to introduce a bill this week to entirely eliminate this agency. Tell us why.
Well, first of all, the CFPB has been an albatross of an agency. It's been unaccountable to Congress. It gets its funding directly from the Federal Reserve. Most people don't know that. It basically shows up with a letter asking the Federal Reserve for hundreds of millions of dollars just so it can operate. And it really is this leviathan of an agency that just goes from company to company without really any enforceability by law. They put out these letters, these memorandum to force corporate action when they don't even go through the Administrative Procedures Act and the Process Act. This is a thing created by Elizabeth Warren. They put it in Dodd-Frank during the Obama administration. It was passed on a party line vote. And before the CFPB, each federal agency dealt with consumer protections. The Democrats' idea was to put it into one agency that operates outside of Congress, really outside of even the purview of the executive branch. And so it's time for that agency to be shut down completely, brought to a close. So my bill would end the CFPB.
So how much do these agencies cost taxpayers when they're actually doing more harm than good with all these rules and regulations, stopping companies from having progress? I assume there are other agencies in addition to CFPB that have the same situation where maybe there is room to merge these agencies into the Securities and Exchange Commission.
This Italian method stopped my snoring instantly. My wife couldn't believe it was that easy. The biggest myth about snoring is when people say snoring is a nose problem.
Well, I will tell you that regulatory overhaul, and I mean from the federal government, is something that is long overdue. There are many agencies whose missions actually need to be reformed for what our current economy does today and for the future, not for what it's been in the past. But the reason in particular that the CFPB is especially problematic is because it really operates outside of the purview of even Congress. Sure, the administrator of the CFPB has to come in and testify before Congress, but we all know those hearings, a lot of times the director is basically trying to run out the clock when it comes to meaningful oversight. Under the Biden administration, Mr. Chopra barely answered congressional inquiries about what they were doing and why. But when they would put out publications, memos, letters, it would basically have the force of law on companies before they actually went through the full administrative process. You cannot have an agency operating like that, a rogue agency like this. So in my view, it's more than time for it to be shut down completely. And I'm glad that the president issued a stop work order on the CFPB because everything they've been doing needs to go under strict review.
But, I mean, you could understand how some people are unnerved by Elon Musk. I mean, the White House advisor, Musk, is asking a majority of federal workers to outline 5 weekly accomplishments and send them back in an email by midnight tonight. Musk said on X, the reason this matters is that a significant number of people who are supposed to be working for the government are doing so little work that they're not even checking their email at all. In some cases, we believe non-existent people or the identities of dead people are being used to collect paychecks. In other words, there's outright fraud. Some agencies, however, like the FBI, the Pentagon, and the intelligence agencies, have told their employees to hold off on sending responses, Congressman. They're going to do it.
What I think is that Elon Musk is correct in this. You have to get an accounting of what people are actually doing week in, week out. That's how it operates in the private sector. You have to have strict responsibility to your higher ups about what you're actually doing, how you're performing. The fact that you have federal employees and Democrats who are pushing back saying this is outrageous is ridiculous. It is the absolute right thing to do. There has to be accountability when it comes to federal workers. And to a broader point, for the Democrats who are upset that President Trump essentially has a special envoy examining the federal bureaucracy, that's a good thing, because the executive branch has had special envoys all the time. Nobody on the Democrat side of the aisle was upset when John Kerry was the special envoy going to Europe and every other place in the country trying to put together climate deals. They weren't upset about that, but now they're upset that Elon Musk is the special envoy to the United States about examining the waste and inefficiency in the federal government. It is long past due that this has occurred. The reason why Democrats are squealing is because now the target are their pet projects and their pet.
If you don't grab this now, you're probably never going to be able to get it. I'm sure you've heard of comfort clothing before, and if you haven't, you are seriously...
I'm going to be going... No less than this Florida woman tries to sell daughters for $500.
Over to the H&R Block.
Most people who have children, it's one of the most precious things in the world. It's priceless. But a Florida mom is accused of putting a price tag on her own baby.
You don't remember having a conversation about trying to sell Giovanni?
What? No. I would never sell my child.
I'm Elizabeth Milner for Law and Crime. Look, I don't have any children of my own, but I couldn't imagine putting my child up for sale like this mom allegedly did.
Are y'all gonna let me go?
No, man. No, there is a warrant for your arrest.
Jessica Woods was known to frequent around this area of Palatka, Florida. At least that's what an employee at one of the local businesses told police. On March 5th of last year, though, that day took a dark turn.
Because they were worried about the baby.
Because she's throwing a tantrum.
No, well, more they wanted to make sure the baby was okay and that you were okay.
I'm fine. I'm trying to find emergency housing.
What? So what's the situation? What are you going through right now?
I'm going through a lot.
Like as far as housing, why are you looking for emergency housing?
Because I had a boyfriend who used to beat out of me and I don't want it around my kid.
So
Lee Conley will not take me.
Lee Conley won't take you?
No, because there was a conflict of interest to where one of their staff members told my husband where I was.
So Lee Conley, you've already dealt with them and they won't take you?
Right. I'm willing to do public assistance, public housing. I'm willing to do Mellon Manor. I don't have a ride.
Well, I know you didn't have a license for a while because we had an issue with that, so I remember that.
If you can please help me in any way.
Well, okay, so I've got our victim's advocate coming out. She's going to talk to you. She's going to bring some stuff for the baby.
Where?
She'll be coming over here. I was just on the phone with her when you walked to the bathroom. And I'll call her back and kind of update her on the situation. What was your first and last name again?
Jane Woods.
Jessica Woods, that's what it was. Okay.
I'm going to be going over to the H&R Block.
Well, she's coming over here. She'll be here shortly. She was getting it back together now. She was trying to figure out, get information.
I need emergency housing.
She might be able to help you and kind of steer me in the right direction as well. Lee Conley was actually what I was going to try to recommend, but obviously that's kind of not the.
The baby cries doesn't mean that they're in trouble.
They're trying to sell their child.
I'm sure you have kids.
I do. I have a son and a stepdaughter.
I can't even believe this. Who called? Am I allowed to go to H&R Block? Am I allowed to go?
I've got a victim's advocate.
Can I sit in the car or something? I'm freezing.
I don't want to sit you in the back of my car or anything, and I can't put you in the front. Let's walk over to this parking lot and find my car at least, that way we're not out here.
I'm freezing, and I'm quite sure that we're the old people in here. We're
the ones who called.
Well, I'm not sure who exactly called. All I know is they called and I came in and spoke with the staff and they kind of gave me a rundown of the situation.
Yeah, they fed us.
Yeah. So that's at least good. You got some food, the baby got some food.
Yeah.
As you can see from this horrible and really sad case, it's important to know who you're surrounding yourself with. That's where our sponsor Truthfinder comes in. It's one of the largest public search services in the entire world. And it's just like how it sounds. Their goal is to help people like you and me learn the truth about the people in our very lives. So how it works is easy. You go to truthfinder.com and say, for instance, if Jessica's name was typed into that search, it would have shown her known phone numbers, addresses, her many previous arrests, plus had she been convicted before, that would have shown up too. And you can use it as well too, maybe to look up a new date or even a new neighbor or possibly a friend that's acting kind of crazy. So right now, Law and Crime Body Cam viewers can get 50% off confidential background reports at truthfinder.com/LCBodyCam and access information about almost anyone. Again, that's truthfinder.com/LCBodyCam for 50% off. It's a really sad situation for the little 1-year-old. Jessica's daughter had no shoes and no diaper on when her mom was talking to police.
Where have you been staying with the baby?
I've been staying up.
188 Main Address.
Is that rescue for my child?
No. They're going to the.
I was staying at 188 Mango Drive and dude was crazy. So I decided to leave.
When did you leave?
I just left last night.
Okay.
And then on top of that, can I use the bathroom, please?
What, the Coley?
No, I feel sick.
Can you walk back in the Coley? You can use the restroom real quick.
Can I go in the bathroom? Can I go to the laundry mat? It's warm.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a... is there a bathroom in there?
Yeah.
The average dog only lives to be 10. That's 10 birthdays, 10 first summer swims, 10 annual camping trips. At the Farmer's Dog, we don't think that's long enough. That's why our freshly made food comes pre-portioned, just for your dog. Because a dog at a healthy weight can live a longer, happier life.
Stop asking research questions to ChatGPT. Its answers are not reliable, and they are difficult to be fact-checked. It's just not meant for research. But Liner is different. Unlike ChatGPT, Liner can be your reliable research assistant.
I just want to get in a place where I can get situated. And you know I'm an RN, right? And the only thing I'm waiting for is for my license to be renewed.
By the time Jessica finished using the restroom, more officers were already there.
Y'all making me feel great.
This is the victim's advocate that I told you I had come.
Yeah. No, y'all really making me feel great. And I got 4 y'all.
No, we have a bunch of stuff for you and the baby. We have bows. I want to bring you some stuff for you and the baby. Yeah. There's nothing, I promise, everything. There's food in here. There's actually new clothes for her and stuff. I promise. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Do you want me to lay it all out right here? That way you can pick, you can change them. I have diapers, I have wipes. Do you need any wipes?
Please.
I have all this in the backpack. Yes, I have all this in the backpack. Some of it back there.
It's just right now I'm needing a place to stay. She thinks y'all probably trying to take her away from her.
No, I'm not taking her away from mommy. Look. You want to change her, Jessica?
Stop, baby. Please. Please stop.
So Jessica wasn't arrested at that time, and there was so much we didn't see. A few hours later, we see Jessica's baby again, but without her mom. The woman who brought in the 18-month-old told police a horrifying story of how she winded up with Jessica's baby.
We're gonna take her into the classroom here and have her sit. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Autopilot
mode
enabled.
Catherine's gonna bring her some clothes and diapers over, but we didn't. I was gonna wipe her off, but we didn't want to wipe her off because we had to take pictures of her.
Okay.
Don't cry, Susan. Because she's on the third. No, we're there. Not gonna sit. Hey, come sit. I called DCF to John, and he is on. He's gonna be calling me back. You want to go sit? Yes. All right, I'll go back.
Have a seat.
Yeah,
wherever you feel comfortable.
Direct front.
We gave her a invitation. That's something.
What's this girl's name?
Jessica Woods.
Jessica
Woods.
Jessica Woods. You know her?
She's a client in my office.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing this. I know that this is way outside of what
I'm a mom first.
I understand. So we really appreciate your help. We're going to get on the phone.
Spotter returning to ship.
We're going to take the steps to make sure that nothing like this happens to this child again. So we really appreciate your help, okay?
And just real quickly, just go ahead and tell me what transpired.
First, last night, she came in, I want to say 10 minutes before we was closing, and she had the baby with her. Both of them had no shoes on. The mom. Her and Jessica walked in, and she asked me could I give her a new Emerald card, because her taxes had dropped, and she left it somewhere, or something happened with it. So I got ready to put her stuff in, and I noticed the baby got to her diaper off. And she was like pointing at her private, like it was irritating her or something. So I was like, oh, maybe it's the diaper, kids get irritated or whatever. And she was like, she's not going to do that because I only have one diaper for her. So she put the diaper back on her. And it wouldn't, you know how the sticky side of the diaper, it wouldn't stick no more. So she like hit her. And it was like, you're stupid. You shouldn't be there. And I was like, what? So I called the police. I was thinking, okay, I'll leave her with the police. They're going to do something about it. She knew one of the officers. His name was DJ. That's what she called him. And I told him, she struck the child and that, we're concerned at this point because every time she brings this little girl, the little girl barely have clothes on. So he said he was going to deal with it. We left. This morning, I came 7 a.m. The mom, Jessica, was laying on the AC room. And she was in a Dollar General's buggy. And it was drizzling. She was asleep and the baby was in there hollering. So then I said, do you want me to go to the store and get her some stuff and she can see and hear? And she was like, no. Do you have some money? I said, no, ma'am. I have money to get your daughter stuff. She was like, no, you can just have it.
Ship is on fire.
I was like, ma'am. I said, no. I said, do you need help? Like, do you need me to call these people so they can help you? And she said, no, don't worry about it. And she snatched her daughter out the top part and threw her in the water. Then she went to Dollar General. And that's, I guess, why they had a picture for this working Dollar General, but throwing stuff on top of it. And she came back to our job. At this point, she's yelling at the customer in there to give her money. I said, man, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. She said, oh, I'm not leaving. And then she took her in the bathroom, and she was hitting her. I don't know why. I don't know what she did or attracted anything, but I'm just saying I don't know what the reason was.
Hello, Mark Barton here from Sandy Hook Promise. On December 14th, 2012, my 7-year-old son, Daniel, was shot to death in his first grade classroom in Sandy Hook Elementary School. The shooter carried a semi-automatic rifle and killed 26 people in about 4 minutes. Highly lethal weapons can take more lives in a shorter amount of time. Each round can inflict more harm on the human body than a typical handgun. People exhibiting warning signs of violence have still been.
And she left out of there. When she left out of there, I called the police. I think the man that just came here, I waved him down the track. And I said, "Do you follow me?" She's right there. And she literally pushed the buggy in the road and laughed at him. And then hurry up and grabbed it. And I'm like, is she crazy? So at this point, I followed her to Dollar General. I told my manager what I was doing. And I see the police officer. They were like, okay, if she's still out of the store, we can charge her. And I'm like, all the stuff she gonna get this baby, y'all should be charging her for that. So they said it was my word over hers. Okay. She came back. I see her walking back towards our job.
So now, this was all last night?
No, this all today.
Yeah, some of this is from today.
Yes. So she walking past the job with some other girl. And she said, come here, because I trust you, come here. So I'm like, oh my God. I asked two of my coworkers to walk out the because I don't know what's in somebody's mind. And as I walked over there, she said, I'll give you, if you give me $500 right now, you can have it. I said, have what? She said, have her. And she put her down in the leaves. And I said, are you serious? At this time, the baby got up and she was getting ready to walk in the road. If you know Krill, it's a busy road. So she's getting ready, and I grabbed the baby and I picked her up and I said, I'm not giving you no money. She said, well, just have her because it's just too much for me. I said, what is too much for you? I said, do you need help? Again, I'm asking you, do you need help? And she said, no, I don't need help. I just don't want the baby.
It's terrible to imagine selling a baby for $500. But honestly, if it wasn't for this woman who brought in the baby safely, who knows what could have happened.
I said, okay. And I got the baby. I was crying. I walked across the street and I tried to wake her up. And I put her in my car and I told her she is going to be okay. This should not go on with a child.
We dealt with her this morning. We gave her clothing. We gave her a bag with all kinds of stuff. We called DCF. Yes. DCF went on scene and DCF did their thing and they left. Mm-hmm. So right now he was trying to find her because to arrest her.
I've been looking for her since I spoke to you earlier.
So and
if you see her head, she hit her. It's right here.
Yeah.
You can see it. Yeah. She elbowed her last night.
So that was from last night? Mm-hmm. Now you keep saying her. What is her name? Jessica Woods.
Because we did see a bruise on her buttocks and we told DCF, but yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. Where you at with it? Like, I don't understand.
Well, we have somebody, a supervisor coming now, and we should be able to take care of it. It will be taken care of right now. But we did make contact with her. Just want to let you know that it's not that we didn't do anything. We did make contact with her.
I knew about.
Our victim advocate gave
Catherine. Perceive and I have.
She drunk 3 cups of water. Okay. Because I gave her what I didn't know what she was allergic to, so I didn't give her no juice.
Okay.
But she ate a whole big bowl of oatmeal. Okay. And I fed her so because she was starving.
Yeah, I assume because earlier this morning they ate Holies. They had a free meal at Holies that someone, bought for them. I had taken them. I mean, you've seen the backpack. I slapped it full with
she was trying to sell it.
Yeah. So I put stuff in there, and I even have another sippy cup and stuff. I need to just see. I know she said she's 18 months old, so I need to go out there and get another outfit for her. I will change her up. I will even wash her if I need to, because we have a shower here. Because it's probably going to be a few for DCF to come out here.
So will DCF let me take her home?
Probably not, but I don't know if you want to wait here the entire time. I can call John, which is the DCF supervisor.
I just don't want her to have to go through those systems.
Oh, absolutely not. There might be a way. He might have to come out and look at your house, or he might. I don't know if you want to stay here. I don't know how long it is. I've been out on a call for 7 hours waiting for DCF, so we can work something out. We'll figure something out.
Now, they was willing to give her the money. They was like, whatever it takes for her to get away. Yeah. I was like, no, we're not enabling her.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was like, we're not enabling her, and we're not breaking the law for her either. I know your hands are tired this morning. I wasn't mad. I can't see how people do it.
No, I have Since I talked to you, I've been trying to find a reason to arrest her. So I was just looking for her right before you showed up here. She stole from the dollar store, and I went to go arrest her. And I talked to the dollar store ladies, and they said, I asked them, I said, does she have a baby with her? And they said no. And that's where I was like, eh. And they said she was mumbling on something about she gave the baby to her sister for the weekend. And I was like, no, because when we spoke to her earlier, she said she didn't have anyone.
Exactly.
So it already shot up red flags, and then not even 10 minutes later, I was doing something in my car, and they called and said you were here with her. And I was like, oh.
Jessica's baby was ultimately turned over to the Department of Children and Families.
If y'all can get my number, I will come right in.
Okay, no, that's fine. Did we get her number?
Yes, it's right here.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So
I just
we'll take her
wanna
back
make
there.
sure
We're just
I'm
gonna clean her,
secure at
take
work.
pictures, and make sure she's good. And then DCF will be here.
They were
shortly.
out there when she was trying to
You
sell
know
me.
that. There's
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fluff.
I did want to say that I changed
You know
her
that,
whenever
right?
I first got her.
Okay.
It was beyond soil, like
I'm sure, because the
apart.
last one that gave her a diaper was me at 10:30 this
You're
Oh,
morning.
just.
So yeah.
I just
You
wanted
know
to
she is.
just
Yeah. Just talk-
let you know.
No, I appreciate it. I just brought all this other
She's
stuff.
We
one
kept
of
the
the
other stuff.
coworkers, she ran
The name,
up
that's
on,
all. Okay.
giving me a couple of $1,000.
Yeah, that's all in my statement.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep that. Yeah.
Let me see. That one I'm gonna give you this, and then I'll carry
Can
it
you
back.
carry her, or you want me to carry her?
Sure, I'm good. Okay.
I promise.
That's
Don't
what
worry.
I said.
You're good. I promise.
I was gonna say, I can carry her for you.
Come on, Jane. And I'm in her
I'm sorry. Okay, okay.
Come here, baby. Come here. Hey, come here.
No, put her name. Oh, yeah.
Hey, sweetheart.
You could have kept the other stuff like upon arrival.
Who took the blanket?
We'll be right back. We'll be right back with it.
The story obviously doesn't end there. 2 days later, police found Jessica and got her side.
Do you understand these rights?
Yes, I do.
Do you waive these rights, and are you willing to talk to me?
Yes. If there's a possibility of these charges being dropped, yes. If I can clear that up, yes. This is bogus. It's false.
Given what allegedly happened, it's hard for her to explain this away.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, how many children do you have?
I have two.
You have two.
Yes.
What are those children's names?
One passed away and one you guys have.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
My daughter,
What's your daughter's name?
Giovanna Chantel Woods.
How old is Giovanna?
Giovanna's 18 months old. She's my world and I'm hers.
Okay. Where is Giovanna?
Giovanna was supposed to be returned to me last night by 6 p.m. I got called by the police and told me the DCF got involved. I went and filed my taxes at H&R Block. While I was there, one of the members of my church filed my taxes for me. She asked me if she could keep my daughter overnight. She said she wanted to buy her some clothes. She know I just got out of an abusive marriage and I'm trying to get back on my feet. I just got a stable place to stay. We exchanged numbers. I told her I had to have her back by 6 p.m. She could only stay one night. She wanted to keep her for a week. I told her, no way. I have 5 witnesses to this. Okay, the next thing I know, I got served with an order that was stating that I am not allowed to go to H&R Block. And any attempts that I made to contact her, I could not reach her. So when I called the DCF caseworker yesterday, he told me that he was supposed to meet me with my daughter, that for some reason he had her, which I'm not even understanding why, because the H&R Block employee, the one I go to church with, Giovanna was supposed to be staying the night with her, one night.
Okay. And what's the worker that you go to church with? What's her name?
Her name's Crystal. I don't know which her legal name. I can pull off everything in my phone. I know I thought she was a good lady. Apparently her and my sister are working together. She's the black girl with the pink hair.
And you don't know Crystal's last name?
To be honest with you, I'm having an anxiety attack. My child just got taken from me, and
I'm a nurse, and I could be losing everything.
So how long have you known Crystal?
I've known her on and off for like 10 years.
Okay.
Like I said, she asked me several times. I told her multiple times, no, I don't like my child to go anywhere. She repeatedly asked me, she said, I can help you with clothing, I can help keep your diapers, please let me help you. One of my friends was there, her name's Kimberly McLeod. She said, Jay, just get the help, you need it right now. I said, one night, only one night. And when she didn't return my call, I told her that I was going to call the police and report my daughter missing if she didn't produce my child.
And so what day did all this transpire?
She was supposed to be returned to me yesterday by 6 p.m. So the day before.
Okay, so the day before yesterday, you gave
her permission to keep Gigi overnight until 6 p.m. the next day. That was to allow her to go shopping and get some clothes and stuff because she could use them. And I need the help right now. I'm just getting back on my feet. I just got out of an abusive marriage. I didn't want to even let my daughter go, and I should have followed my first mind. I have all of her information in my phone. If I could look at it and give it to you. I didn't just give my child to somebody. She actually walked across the street to the house I was at and knocked on the door and asked this after I filed my taxes. Then I got a report that I was married. Enemy force detected. So more than 5 times she asked me to keep my child.
This is clearly a different story than the one that was told a few days ago, and detectives aren't buying what Jessica is saying.
Do you remember having a conversation where you asked this lady, supposedly Crystal with H&R Block, for money?
I never asked her for money. Why would I? I could give an advance on my taxes if I needed.
So you never asked this worker or made any statements?
No, I went there to get a new card, and they were supposed to print me out one, and they didn't. So I was a little upset they didn't give me a new card. They mailed it, but I never asked anybody for money. I had income tax. Why would I?
When you said you don't know Crystal's last name?
I have everything in my phone. I have not slept. I have not ate. I'm physically ill without my child. I secured housing for my baby so that she had a safe environment. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do, and I don't even know how this happened.
So, I mean, do you normally just...
I've never let my child stay out overnight, ever. Ever. This is the first time she stayed away from me.
Torpedoes to port.
My daughter is my world. She's all I got, and I'm all she has. My sister is also friends with this Crystal, and my sister wants my child. And I can show you statements where she said that I need to go ahead and file for her lupus so she can get my social security check for my daughter.
What's your sister's name?
Her name's Amanda Donahue. All this was a plot. That's what I was trying to tell you. My sister called me yesterday at 3 p.m. and told me that I was going to go to jail. And I said, why would I go to jail? And she said, oh, you'll find out. And she hung up in my face. I had no idea none of this was going on.
You had no idea where your daughter was?
She was supposed to be in St. Augustine at the outlet getting new clothes and stuff. That's the only reason I allowed her to go, was because she asked me, she was like, Sister Woods, does Gigi have godmama? Can you let me be her godmama? I want to go get this little girl some clothes. I don't let people get my kids. She gave me her phone number, her home address, everything I had in my phone. I called her. I did not get a return call. Whenever I got the ban from H&R Block, I sent a message and I let her know that if my child was not produced by 6 p.m. as agreed, that I would be calling the police and reporting her missing.
So did you call the police?
You guys have already.
Hey guys, Grant Cardone here. For the last 10 years, I've been running what is today's largest, most successful business conference on the planet. And I want to invite you to be there. Check it out for free. That's right, no strings attached, completely free. Now I'm talking about a conference that is so well spoken of, it literally became a movement around the world that's called the 10X movement. The 10X Growth Conference is sold out again this year. I don't have any tickets to sell you. You can't buy a seat from me. I want to personally invite you to join me for free. You can watch what we do in real time for 3 days with some of the greatest speakers, business leaders, and innovators on the planet. I spend $10 million a year at this event, and I'm giving it to you for free. This event, without a doubt, this year, it'll be our last one, and our largest and, yes, most controversial conference in history. You'll never believe what you're going to see and what people will say afterward. People from all around the world have been talking about our lineup, because the lineup of speakers, celebrities, power players, billionaires, brokers, influencers, and mega entrepreneurs for this year's event will literally be talked about for decades to come. I've had people like Tom Brady and Schwarzenegger and John Travolta, Tyler Perry, Mike Tyson. I've had presidents at our conference. And I promise you this, people will forget who I've had in the past 9 events when they see who I'm going to have at this year's event. Completely free, no strings attached, and if that's not enough, I'm going to give you a bonus. When you grab your seat today and register, I'm going to give you access to 3 one-hour live revenue acceleration trainings in the days preceding the 10X Growth Conference. In this training, myself, my partner Brandon Dawson, and Pete Vargas are going to share with you top strategies we've used to take businesses with no money and no credit and blow them up to $1 million and $10 million and $100 million in the shortest period of time possible. Completely free, I'm going to give you that. 3 one-hour events. The 3 of us have influenced billions, literally hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue for our clients. I want to share these top 3 strategies. Last time I did this training, by the way, 145,000 people registered, and I literally had to limit the delivery of the training because of our bandwidth. If you're listening to me right now, listen to me. It is going to get tough out there. You'll need the best moves, the best strategies, the best leadership, the best advertising. You'll need everything to be the best this year. You're going to go backward. It's my goal to share with you those tips for free. So this is your last chance to see the event and set the standard for business events. And don't forget, as a bonus, I'm going to give you the 3 one-hour revenue acceleration workshops in the days just before. Click the link below. We'll get you registered. You'll reserve your seat. You'll have access. You can share it with your team. Oh, and one more thing. We fully anticipate to max out the bandwidth for our virtual audience. This happened to us last year. First come, first serve. Register right now. I'm telling you, I'm going to turn tens of thousands of people away. Be there, okay? Trust me. I can only offer this to the people who reserve their seat early. Go ahead and register now and secure your seat. I'll see you at the event.
For 30 years, thousands of individuals have turned to Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. When you're injured, the bills are piling up, and you're overwhelmed. You need someone on your side. The Jan Dill's team won't take no for an answer. They take on insurance companies large and small to get you the
Issued a warrant for me. I was supposed to meet with a DCF worker this morning at 9 a.m. to bring me my daughter.
But you're saying that your child was supposed to be returned to you at 6 p.m. last
And when
night.
I called DCF,
So why did you not contact police last night?
because DCF contacted me and told me they already had my daughter and that they were bringing her to me at 9 a.m.
So DCF contacted you yesterday?
Yes, I have all that in my phone. I needed the help. I've been going to DCF to try to get housing and stuff. So like I said, I could use the help with the claim system. I never asked for money, never. But like I said,
You don't remember having a conversation about trying to sell Giovanni?
what? No.
Main
No.
turret critically
I would
damaged.
never sell my child. No. I can't even believe that was even stated. My child is my life. If I lost her, I would kill myself. I can't live without my baby.
Problem solved, sir.
Didn't call police last night.
I called DCF, who told, I thought y'all were together.
I mean, DCF is its own entity.
I had
Do you remember who you spoke to?
I have it all in my phone, yes. Can I have my phone so I can show you? The other officers.
Yeah.
I think it was a mail. It was a mail. I wrote all his information down. I have lupus. I have a brain tumor. I have a hard time remembering names. But I was told that DCF already had my daughter and that they were bringing her to me at 9 a.m. So I did not think that I had to call the police if she was in DCF's custody.
And that was this morning?
That was last night. Are y'all going to let me go?
No, ma'am. No, they're calling out for your arrest.
And the officer made due on his promise. Jessica was arrested and charged with child neglect and cruelty towards children. She was held in the Putnam County Jail on more than a $250,000 bond.
Online records show Jessica Woods was released from jail because she ended up going to prison, but it's unclear how long her sentence is. Previously, she was ordered to have no contact with her daughter until she was permitted to by a court order. As for her baby, who should almost be around 3 years old now, she was put in foster care. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Milner.
Five words you pronounce wrong 2 years before your brain starts shutting down. Dementia is now known as type 3 diabetes, according to the Mayo Clinic, where doctors have made a shocking discovery that changes everything we know about memory loss and mental decline. So if you or a loved one is often forgetting things or suffering with brain fog, then you must see this. After 3,400 brain scans and years of clinical research, an award-winning brain health expert has just revealed the real root cause of memory loss and dementia. It has nothing to do with aging, genetics, or plaques. Instead, Dr. Sam Walters discovered that memory loss is in fact caused by the consumption of 5 neurotoxic chemicals used extensively within the American food industry. These neurotoxic chemicals create a brain rot that alters your...
Because we got a call for service here.
So I got 20 of them now. So we had things. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, dudes. Let's play some Sheffin. I'll be right back, brother. Take a bathroom break.